And does someone think that they know how to pronounce the first word? What do you think, Saul?
Sternly.
Sternly. And so if I'm looking at you sternly, I might look at you like this. Yeah, do I look very, yeah, so if you are stern, you're being very strict, okay? Now, it's not necessarily that you're mad, okay? Does everyone have your vocab packet ready to go and you can start writing this down for chapter 14? So if you're doing something sternly, you're doing something in a strict way. And again, I know I've talked to the class quite sternly. So even yesterday, which by the way, I'm going to go ahead and do this now. By the way, yesterday someone started writing on the screen and I spoke in a stern way. I spoke sternly to tell you to stop. And so by the way, I've disabled it. So you're not even allowed to do it. So, it might be like if a child misbehave or did something that is unsafe, a parent might speak to them sternly, okay? Or if you do something that's against the rules at school, or you do something that's against the rules at your job, you might be spoken to sternly, okay? But it's not necessarily that you are mad. It's just that you're being strict. I agree, but we're going to move on. All right. Now, the next word, does anyone think that they know how to, or maybe have you ever been spoken to? Oop, I muted myself. So I bet your parents have spoken to you sternly at some point, okay? What's up, Cherish?
Can I read the next word?
I would love for you to read the next word.
Fascinating.
Fascinating. Now, do you know what it means for something to be fascinating? Does anyone think they know what it means? Alex, are you writing this down, kiddo? Do you know what it means for something to be fascinating? Like, I think outer space is super fascinating. I like learning about the planets, and I think thinking about the idea of life in outer space is interesting. It's fascinating. I think animals are pretty fascinating. I especially like weird little critters that are, kind of different. And what do you think for something to be fascinating, Penny?
I think it would be fascinating for me to watch Charlotte like weave her web.
I agree. I think it would be fascinating. So fascinating is very interesting. Like, for example, I think now a lot of you maybe in books at school, like I definitely know that there's at least one animal book at school that has this animal in it, this little creature in it. And I think that this little creature, it's like microscopic, but I think it's super fascinating. Maybe a detective case might be fascinating. A detective case or like a mystery might be fascinating. It might be really interesting. Ancient sculptures or ancient things like these big statues, to me they're ancient, they're very old, and to me they're quite fascinating. I think they're super interesting. What's up, Alexis?
I don't have chapter 4. It has different kind of words of mine.
It should say chapter 14 up at the top, kiddo.
And chapter 14, but it has different kind of words.
What words does it have? It says chapter 14 up at the top, but it has different words. Are you sure? Because that's really weird. Everyone should have, I don't know how chapter 14 could have been copied wrong. Okay. Maybe double check that you're on, maybe you're on chapter 4, not chapter 14.
This is 16.
So we're on 14.
Yeah, there's no, for some reason, there's no 14 on hers.
Maybe a page, does she have chapter?
9, 10.
Oh, does she miss chapter 13 and 14?
There's 13 right here.
Then there should be 14.
And
I
it
copied
skipped
them.
to 16.
So she doesn't have 14 and 15?
Nope.
Okay. Did you read chapter 13, Alexis, yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe just go get a blank piece of paper, kiddo. Because if you're just sitting here, it might not be a good use of time. And Alexis, maybe also if you haven't done your Zern yet, or Lexia. Alexis, it might be better time for you to go in Lexia. If you're just going to sit here, that's not really a good use of time. So I'm not quite sure, kiddo, but maybe use this time to go on Lexia. Okay. It might be a better use of your time right now. And then I can maybe scan and email the chapter 15 vocab to your mom. Okay. So I can email chapter 15, but for right now, kiddo, I would go ahead, and if you didn't read chapter 13 yesterday, Alexis Lovey, are you listening to me? Okay. Alexis, I would go ahead and get on off. If you don't have this, this isn't a good use of your time. So I would use this time to go on Lexia instead and come back at 11 for math. Okay. All right. So the next word, this next word, thank you for your patience, kiddos. This next word is fib. Has anyone ever heard the word fib? Georgette?
Lie.
Yeah, to fib is to lie. So I have Pinocchio here because every time Pinocchio fibs, his nose gets a little bit longer. Okay. And sometimes you might cross your fingers behind your back if someone says, oh yeah, I promise. But if you cross your fingers, you're fibbing that you actually promise. Has anyone ever seen that when you cross your fingers and it's kind of like, oh no, I'm not actually telling the truth?
I've seen it in Boss Baby.
You've seen it in Boss Baby where they fib, or and so fibbing is the opposite of truth telling. It's the opposite of being honest. Georgette, your dog is super cute. You wrote this down, Levy? Make sure you're still writing stuff down and not getting too distracted, okay? Big, and then it says big or small, lies are lies. So just being honest is better. Good morning, Michaela. Glad you're here. The next vocabulary word is, does anyone think they know how to pronounce the next one? It might be kind of hard, but does anyone want to try? Okay. The next word is sociable. All right. Has anyone ever heard the word social? Like if someone's social, Darwin has. Yeah. So if someone's being social, it means that they like to, oh no, not social. Yeah. Well, social studies is kind of like studying about, it can be studying about people and history. Yeah. If someone's social, it means that they like to talk. And if someone's social, it means that they like to talk to other people. So if someone's sociable, it means that they enjoy being around other people. So and what would be the opposite of sociable? What would be the opposite? What would be an antonym? Benny?
Sociable.
No, what would be the opposite of sociable?
Unsociable.
No, like if someone likes being around people, the opposite of that might be unsociable is not a word. Maybe it is. Let me double check that. Penny, but what would be another word?
Introvert.
Introvert or shy. So if someone's shy or they're very much an introvert. Betty, I'm actually not certain. I think unsociable is a word. I think you're right. But that would be like not sociable. But you're stumping me, Benny. I'm gonna double check. I can't. It sounds right, but I'm not sure. But someone's sociable, they'll enjoy being around others. So can you give a connection signal if you would consider yourself to be sociable? If you consider yourself like you like to be around people, you enjoy being around others. Mars, yes, definitely Mars. You're very sociable. You would like being, I know that you're very outgoing. Okay. Yeah, and I know sometimes for me, sometimes that can be, and sometimes people can be both. They can be both an introvert and they can be a little bit shy, but they can also be sociable. People can be both. Penny,
My mom's an introvert.
your mom's an introvert. I would consider myself to be an introvert, but I'm also at times sociable. I like to be
My dad is
around.
sociable.
Your dad's quite sociable, huh? So does anyone know how to pronounce the next word? Oh, you all do this all the time. And so does Miss Walsh. Vicente, how would you pronounce this next word? Yeah.
Fidget.
Fidget. Oh, like a fidget spinner.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you don't say fidget spinner. You just say fidget.
Oh, okay. But the word fidget, it's like a fidget spinner. So does anyone know, can anyone show me with their hands what it means to fidget? Can anyone show me? Jaylene is showing me what it means to fidget. So if I'm like Penny is showing me what it means to fidget. Yeah, Vicente is showing me what it means to fidget. Saul is showing me. So if you like to fidget, ooh, I am such a fidgeter. You make small, quick movements. So a type of fidgeting might be like tapping your pen. Okay, it's like movements. Or clicking the top of your pen is like a type of fidgeting. Typing or clicking your finger against the desk is a type of fidget. Maybe
Fidget
spinning your hair around is fidgeting. You cannot sit still for very long to save your life. So once I see you all starting to sit for too long, I see people start going like this in their chair, start fidgeting, start moving around in their chair. Okay. One time my mom, I was at I was at a Staples, which is like an office supply store, and I started touching everything in the store. Benny, stop it. No, thank you. I don't know if that's meant to be fidgeting, but that's not actually fidgeting. That's just no, thank you. So I started touching things all over the store. So my mom bought me a little fidget toy. So I stopped touching everything. Saul?
When I look at fidget spinners spin, because they go so fast, they look like if they're going slow.
Oh, okay. Kind of like going fast makes it seem slow motion. All right. The last word that you are going to write down, does anyone think they know how to pronounce it? It might be kind of a hard word. The next word is to associate. Associate. And so if you associate with other people, you connect with others. So if you associate with other people, you connect with other people. So these people, sometimes you might have like your business associates or people that you connect with at work. Maybe drawing hands connected might be a nice way of showing the meaning of this word. Benny, love, this also isn't a great use of time if you're just sitting there too. If you're not writing stuff down, this is not a good use of time for you. And this quote, hold on, Sal, I see ya. Make sure you write this down, please, okay? This quote says, you need to associate with people who inspire you, people who challenge you to rise higher, people who make you better. And so if you associate with other people, you connect with other people. What's up, Saul?
What was fidget?
Fidget is to make quick movements,
To make
small, quick movements.
quick
movements. So all the time that you're fidgeting, you know, I'm a total fidgeter. That's why I do yoga. Helps me calm down a little bit. So I don't fidget as much. All right. Now these next words you don't need to write down. We're just going to review them. So these next words we've actually already talked about, but they're brought up again in chapter 14. Does anyone remember this word or how to pronounce it? Okay, this word is incessant. Incessant, which is like never ending. So sometimes a baby's cry might seem incessant, might seem never ending. Sometimes if people are talking, yeah, we've learned this word before. We're just reviewing it. We've already studied this word. You don't need to write this down. This is a review. So if someone's talking incessantly, it means that they're talking and talking and talking and talking and they're never stopping. Sometimes the rain might seem incessant, like you really want to go outside and it just keeps raining and raining and raining. Like when Wilbur's plans for the day was ruined. It was because the rain was incessant. And then someone snores might seem incessant. If someone's snoring, it might be like, "Would you stop snoring?" Associate, saw, Lovey, we can't, associate is connecting with others, okay? And the last word that we are going to review is the word vaguely. Does anyone remember what it means for something to be vague? No. If I were to say, well, I don't know, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. No, not lazy. Yeah, the snoring is incessant. Incessant snoring just drives me nuts. If something's done vaguely, it means it's unclear. Do you remember these pictures? Like these were vague directions. It's like, so like, wait, what way do I go? Or this is a vague path. It's just called the path. Okay. Or it says this, it's unclear. Okay. So it says this is going to ruin the whole trip, but we don't know what this is. So it's unclear. Or this conversation is vague. It's like, whoa, that is so wow. Well, like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, totally. Okay. Do we have any idea of what they're talking about? No. Okay. It's very vague. It's unclear. Okay. So your face might look like this if something's vague. All right. So we're going to go ahead and pause here. And today you're reading chapter 14. And chapter 14 is called Dr. Dorian. Okay. Dr. Dorian. What's up, Michaela? Oh,
Gosh, I thought it was
Alex, you cannot interrupt.
I'm in 15.
You're on 13? Okay, well, I did give Friday as a catch-up day just in case you fell behind. But today, chapter 14 is assigned. Okay, but I did give Friday as like a catch-up day just in case. Okay, what's up, Alex?
I thought chapter 14, the name, I thought it was Dr. Dorsman.
No, it's Dr. Dorian. Okay. So, kiddos, before we head off, let's just do a quick Zern check. Okay. What's up, Anthony V?
You're still recording.
Oh, thank you. Anthony V, thank you so much.
Everyone was saying it in the chat.